everyone, this is Phoebe World with Board Game Geek at Gen Con 2016, and I'm here with Ignacy Trzewiczek from Portal Games, and he's going to talk about a bunch of games that they have here at the con, so a few expansions and a new game as well.
Yeah, that is true. So, as we showed a few minutes before, we have a Cry Havoc, is our biggest release of the Gen Con, but besides the fact that we have Cry Havoc, which is stealing the whole thunder for everything else we have at the booth, we have more things than just the Cry Havoc. So, a few words about the other things that we have. We have a first expansion for Rattle Battle Grab the Loot. I don't know if you are aiming. Oh, yes, quite
that's perfect.
So this is a small expansion, as you guys see. It has 50 cards or something like that. It consists of 2 new scenarios for the game. So the Rattle Battle Grab the Loot is a pirate game we released last year. It is a scenario-driven game. And in the base game we have 2 scenarios, and now in this expansion we have 2 more scenarios, and we have 2 more unique dice that give special abilities to the non-player ships, actually. The first scenario is called Old Dogs, and players start the game as old pirates who already have a big ship with all these upgrades and parts and a crew and everything. And during the 4 adventures, they will lose this stuff because they have to go to retirement. So the crew is going, okay, boss, we are done. They are leaving the guy. The parts are just destroyed, etc. So you are not developing your ship, you are trying to keep it in the shape, yes? And it's a very short scenario because they are just dying, everybody is
sinking.
Yes. Very fun stuff, and it changes the game because at the beginning you are very powerful, and then you try to keep up for the next round, the next round, the next round, and your ship is worse and worse condition, and you just want to keep up. So it's very fun. It's a twist for the game in terms of the gameplay. The other scenario, Angry Ocean, the title of the expansion actually, uses all the pieces from the game that was in the base game that were connected somehow with the ocean and the sea. So we have monsters, we have whirlpools, we have rocks, we have the wrecked ships, all this kind of stuff, and we will be putting them on the board inside the sea, and players will have to interact with that. So we have a huge battle with the Kraken, so you will be actually fighting and shooting at the monster. You will be tempted by the sirens who will try to ship your ship. Then a lot of things will happen. Why the story-driven scenario? Once again, Angry Ocean, and players will actually, in this scenario, players even get victory points for just surviving the scenario because it's so angry and so many things happening. So if anybody enjoyed Rattle Battle Grab the Loot, it was a crazy game from last year. We have a new power, a new replayability, 2 new scenarios, 30 cards, lots of hours of play and gameplay. And we have 2 new dice for the game because in this scenario pack you will also find the new 2 pirates. These pirates will fight against the players. They will have special powers. I don't want to spoil anything, so you just have grab the expansion and learn how they work. Angry Ocean, I believe it is in the game store right now. Like it was already released. We are showing it here at the Gen Con.
Cool.
We also released something that actually we might forgot to announce that we are releasing. So this is part announcement, part presentation. We actually released 2 new armies for Neuroshima Hex. So these are Dancer and Mephisto. These are armies that were previously released a couple of years ago in the old edition of Neuroshima Hex, and now in the edition of 3.0, the new edition of the game, we are re-releasing these armies in the new artwork and new components value for the fans of the game. Interesting story about this expansion. Both of these expansions are created by the fans of the game. So Dancer and Mephisto both were created by the BGG users, your fans, your users. They posted the files in the BGG website in the files section. We found these files. We found them very interesting. We contacted designers and hey guys, this is a fan fiction, this is a fun story, and we want to make it official. Do you agree? Of course they agreed to make it official. So this very interesting actually thing that we as a Portal Games, we are looking at fan created content. Like we are looking what fans are putting in the files section, and if this is interesting, and so often it is, we ask them to make it official. So Mephisto and Dancer are fan-driven content. I strongly recommend to appreciate and respect the work the fans do, and take a look at the expansions. Both of them make the game totally different. Like in Neuroshima Hex, in the base game, you have your headquarters and about 20 units. In this game, you have one headquarters and no units at all. Here you have 3 headquarters and no units at all. So this army is completely different than an average army. Unique approach for the fans. So we respect that, we appreciate that, and that's why we released that. I strongly recommend to check it out. As I mentioned, we just discovered that it is already released, so you can find it in your game store. We were so much focused on the new releases that we forgot that it is already sent to the game stores. Mephisto and Dancer, Neuroshima Hex 3.0, huge chapeau bar and respect to the fans who created them.
Yeah, and if you like Portal games, I guess create fan content, because that could be you.
Yeah. And what's interesting, if you're a young designer, if you want to learn about design, the interesting fact is that you can actually go to the BGG website, find the files that were initial files for the game, for the army, and then see the final result and see how we are developing the games, see what we change, and try to learn about this, how we develop the game. So this is a very interesting lesson about the development of the product, and I strongly recommend to check it out to learn. Because you have an example how it started, what was the prototype, and how is the final product. And these are all for you.
Cool. And the last thing we have here is Tides of Madness.
Tides of Madness. We were talking about Tides of Madness during the Origins Fair. A couple of weeks ago we were presenting the game. Now it is released. Actually it is pre-release at Gen Con, and it will be in the game stores in a couple of days or weeks. I don't know. You have to check it out. Tides of Madness is a follow-up game to Tides of Time, our big seller from last year. It was huge last year. Last Gen Con we sold almost 1,000 copies during a show. Like, it was like super hot game. And now we are coming with the follow-up game, Tides of Madness. We changed the theme. Now it's a Cthulhu theme, mythos, ancient races. And we made a few tweaks. There's 3 new cards. There's one change the rules that makes the whole game so much different. Like, once again, I strongly encourage fans to compare the basic Tides of Time with these Tides of Madness and analyze how we work as a development team, how we change, how we tweak a little bit few rules and we have a new product, how we do it, because it's a very interesting lesson for the designers, to young designers, to see how we work. There's one small rule added that you can get insane tokens during the game. If you gather 9 of them, you will lose the game. There's a very small change. It changes the game completely. I strongly recommend to visit our booth here at Gen Con if you can, or if you cannot, go to your local game store and ask for the demo game, because it's super unique, super interesting drafting game for 2 players. I strongly recommend Tides of Madness in stores right now, I believe.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. That's Ignacy and Portal Games.
And yes, we have a Cry Havoc, and everybody talks about Cry Havoc, and it is like making us happy. Thank you guys, stay tuned. We wish you are here. We are having blast, we are having fun. Stay tuned, bye-bye.